teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you
loved
seen
that.
this?
I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. And she's a producer on the film from the beginning to the end. She was extremely involved, and she really made the film.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
This video is for beginners who are absolutely confused about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's situation. The high-profile legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has captivated the entertainment world, evolving from rumored on-set tension to multiple lawsuits with allegations of sexual harassment, smear campaigns, and contractual disputes. What began as whispers during the It Ends With Us press tour has erupted into one of Hollywood's most contentious and public feuds in recent memory, with legal proceedings set to continue through 2026. From co-stars to courtroom adversaries. Let me take you back to January 2023, a time when hope still sparkled in Hollywood. The announcement dropped like a glitter bomb. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni would star in It Ends With Us, the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's record-breaking novel. Fans erupted. Industry insiders called it the perfect storm of talent. Colleen Hoover herself gushed on Instagram, "Blake is Lily Bloom." And Justin? The moment he described Ryle's complexity, I knew he'd break hearts. But here's the thing no one tells you about storms. They leave wreckage. I remember sitting in that first script read through, the air thick with creative electricity. Baldoni, fresh off directing Clouds, radiated passion. Lively, still glowing from a simple favor, had scribbled notes in the margins of her script like a scholar. They laughed over coffee, debating Lily and Ryle's motivations. "This is going to redefine romance dramas," a producer whispered to me. But cracks appeared faster than anyone expected. By week 2 of filming, the set felt like a tinderbox. Baldoni, pulling double duty as director and co-star, insisted on raw, improvised intimacy. During a love scene, he allegedly held a kiss 15 seconds longer than scripted, murmuring, "You're making this too easy to fall for you." Crew members shifted uncomfortably. Lively's request for an intimacy coordinator? Denied. "We're artists, not robots," Baldoni reportedly snapped. Then came May 3rd, 2023, the day everything changed. Lively breastfeeding her 4th child in her trailer, door slightly ajar. Baldoni and producer Jamie Heath barged in unannounced, discussing script changes. "Can't this wait?" Lively asked, covering herself. Baldoni laughed it off. "We're all family here." But this was no family. It was a powder keg. Later that week, Lively's team demanded 3 safeguards, a breastfeeding curtain. "They acted like I was asking for a private jet," she later testified. "No unannounced trailer visits," Heath allegedly rolled his eyes. "A stunt double for abuse scenes." Baldoni refused, insisting authenticity over comfort. The tension spilled into Baldoni's director's cut, a gritty, visceral take on domestic violence. But when Ryan Reynolds secretly rewrote Ryle's balcony monologue, all hell broke loose. "Who the fuck does he think he is?" Baldoni reportedly screamed, shredding the new pages. Fast forward to August 2024. The film's a box office smash, $218 million global, but the premiere's a masterclass in avoidance. At the LA premiere, Lively arrived 47 minutes late, just missing Baldoni's red carpet solo. In group photos, they stood 6 feet apart, forcing co-star Jenny Slate to bridge the gap. "I'm just here to prevent a West Side Story rumble," Slate joked nervously. Fans noticed everything. Baldoni unfollowed Lively on Instagram the day after her Variety interview. Some directors confuse passion with permission. Lively's stylist posted a TikTok outside her lawyer's office. "Dressing queens who know their worth. Boundaries matter." Hoover scrubbed Baldoni from her premiere recap, praising only Lively's healing portrayal. The final nail? A leaked studio email. Cut Baldoni's director commentary from the Blu-ray. Too volatile. December 22, 2024, the day Hollywood's veneer shattered. Lively's 67-page sexual harassment complaint dropped like a grenade, alleging improvised kissing that left her physically ill. Nude videos of Baldoni's wife shown during makeup sessions. Deliberate invasions of her breastfeeding privacy. But Baldoni didn't cower. he counterattacked. His $400 million countersuit accused Lively and Reynolds of hijacking the film's edit, replacing his ending with a sanitized version, wiretapping his Tesla during script disputes, deepfaking audio to make him sound menacing. The evidence war turned grotesque. Baldoni's team released a 7-minute blooper reel showing him joking with the crew. "See? He's harmless." Lively fired back with 2 a.m. apology audio. "I'm a flawed man. I'm sorry I made you feel that way." By February 2025, the feud dominated global discourse. Seen Enough trended as fans juxtaposed Baldoni's TED Talks with Lively's allegations. Justice for Justin protesters stormed Sony's HQ, waving "cancel culture kills art" signs. South Korea's IU axed her "It Ends With Us" soundtrack, "I Stand With Survivors." Even academia pounced. Harvard Law hosted Baldoni vs. Lively, Power, Gender, and Art. But here's what kept me up at night: a crew member's affidavit describing Baldoni mocking Lively's postpartum body during reshoots. Or the nanny who leaked his 50 Shades Halloween costume, a gift to Lively's attorneys. Beyond the legalese, real lives unraveled. Lively lost an $8 million Armani deal but gained a memoir advance, Unfiltered: My Truth. Baldoni's UN Women ambassadorship vanished overnight. A camera operator divorced her husband, blaming trauma from filming abuse scenes. And Emily Baldoni deleted Instagram after rape threats. "I barely recognize my life," she told a friend. As I write this, the trial looms for March 9, 2026. Subpoenas fly for Baldoni's Amazon Prime history, 50 Shades marathons post-filming, Reynolds' alleged wiretaps, Hoover's unredacted emails. But here's the twist: It Ends With Us scored Oscar nods for Best Adapted Screenplay and Costume Design. At the nominees' luncheon, Lively wore crimson, a shade matching the book's iconic cover. Baldoni's estranged sister designed it. Poetic? Cruel? You decide. This isn't just about 2 celebrities. It's about every worker who's swallowed discomfort to keep their job. It's about the line between artistic passion and predation. Most chillingly, it's about how power silences truth until it explodes. Watch this case closely. Let it remind you that no paycheck is worth your dignity. And when the verdict lands in 2026, ask yourself, whose story really ended here? Early warning signs: tension during filming. While the public feud became apparent during the film's promotional tour, court documents later revealed that tensions between Lively and Baldoni had been brewing throughout the production of It Ends With Us. According to Lively's lawsuit, problems began early in the filming process when she allegedly experienced uncomfortable behavior from Baldoni on set. The lawsuit claims that Baldoni made Lively uncomfortable by improvising unwanted kissing, discussing his sex life, and even showing her a naked video of his wife. She also accused Baldoni and producer Jamie Heath of repeatedly entering her makeup trailer uninvited while she was either undressed or breastfeeding her child. In response to these alleged incidents, Lively requested several safeguards, including an intimacy coordinator, a ban on personal sexual discussions, and a stunt double for scenes depicting sexual violence. These requests reportedly created additional tension between the director and his lead actress. The situation reportedly worsened when Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, became involved in April 2023. Court documents indicate that Reynolds rewrote some of the film's dialogue, including a balcony scene, without Baldoni's knowledge or approval. Further complications arose when Lively allegedly commissioned a second cut of the film, which was ultimately the version released in theaters. These behind-the-scenes conflicts remained largely unknown to the public until they surfaced in later legal filings, providing context for the visible tension that would emerge during the film's promotional campaign. The promotional tour, when private tensions became public. By August 2024, when It Ends With Us premiered, cracks in Lively and Baldoni's professional relationship became impossible to ignore. During the film's promotional tour, social media users quickly noted that the co-stars appeared to be avoiding each other at press events and premieres. Eagle-eyed fans discovered that Lively and Baldoni weren't following each other on Instagram, and several cast members seem to be following Lively, but not Baldoni. Author Colleen Hoover also appeared to keep her distance from the actor-director during promotional activities. These observations sparked intense speculation online about the nature of their apparent rift. According to TMZ reports cited in multiple sources, the alleged friction stemmed from claims of fat-shaming, inappropriate on-set remarks, and Baldoni lingering too long during kissing scenes. In response to the growing controversy, Baldoni reportedly hired a high-profile crisis management firm previously associated with Johnny Depp, suggesting he anticipated significant reputational challenges ahead. Meanwhile, Lively faced her own criticism during this period, with some viewers accusing her of taking a tone-deaf approach to the film's promotion by seemingly failing to address its serious themes of domestic violence with appropriate gravity. However, Lively's later lawsuit would allege that this public backlash was not organic, but rather part of a carefully orchestrated effort by Baldoni's PR team to damage her reputation after she had raised concerns about his on-set behavior. The legal battle begins. Lively's sexual harassment claims. The simmering tension erupted into full public view in late December 2024, when Blake Lively filed a sexual harassment complaint against Justin Baldoni with the California Civil Rights Department. This initial complaint was followed by a formal lawsuit filed on December 22, 2024. In her lawsuit, Lively alleged that Baldoni, along with his PR team and producers, had engaged in a deliberate plan to damage her reputation after she raised concerns about his behavior during filming. The legal filing described a pattern of alleged harassment that created what Lively characterized as a hostile work environment. Specifically, the lawsuit claimed that Baldoni made Lively uncomfortable through several actions. News of the lawsuit sent shockwaves through Hollywood and social media, with many observers taking sides in what was rapidly becoming one of the industry's most talked about disputes. The initial filing represented only the beginning of what would evolve into a complex web of legal actions from both parties. Baldoni's response, countersuits, and denials. Justin Baldoni didn't remain silent in the face of Lively's allegations. On January 17, 2025, Baldoni, alongside his production company Wayfarer Studios, filed a countersuit against Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking $400 million in damages. In this countersuit, Baldoni accused Lively of having robbed him and Wayfarer Studios of control over It Ends With Us and destroying his personal and professional reputations and livelihood. The legal action named multiple plaintiffs, including Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, Baldoni's publicist Jennifer Abel, crisis PR specialist Melissa Nathan, and Baldoni's friend and Wayfarer CEO Jamie Heath. Baldoni's lawsuit presented a dramatically different narrative, claiming that Lively had pushed a false and damaging narrative against him that was rife with lies and doctored evidence in her accusations of sexual harassment. His legal team asserted that Baldoni and the other plaintiffs were the targets of a calculated and vitriolic smear campaign orchestrated by Lively and Reynolds. The countersuit further alleged that Lively, leveraging her and her husband's star power, had inappropriately taken creative control of the film, including producing her own cut of it that ultimately became the theatrical release. Before filing this countersuit against Lively and Reynolds, Baldoni had already initiated legal action against the New York Times on December 31, 2024, seeking $250 million for alleged defamation after the newspaper published an article about Lively's allegations. Brian Friedman, Baldoni's attorney, characterized the lawsuit as a legal action based on an overwhelming amount of untampered evidence detailing Blake Lively and her team's duplicitous attempt to destroy Justin Baldoni, his team, and their respective companies by disseminating grossly edited, unsubstantiated, new and doctored information to the media. Lively's legal team quickly responded to the countersuit, dismissing it as another chapter in the abuser playbook and characterizing Baldoni's actions as DARVO, deny, attack, reverse victim offender. The evidence battle, videos, messages, and public statements. As the legal battle intensified, both sides began releasing evidence to support their claims, turning the courthouse steps into a stage for a very public showdown. One of the most notable moments came on January 21, 2025, when Baldoni's legal team released a 7-minute video showing an interaction between Lively and Baldoni while shooting a dance scene. The clip was intended to prove Baldoni's innocence by showing that their conversation was mostly professional. The unedited footage included a moment previously highlighted by Lively, where Baldoni commented that she smells good while kissing her neck. In the clip, Baldoni explained he was responding to concerns about Lively's spray tan getting on him. Lively swiftly countered, with her legal team issuing a statement calling the video damning evidence that actually supported her allegations rather than disproving them. This back-and-forth exchange exemplified how both parties were willing to fight their legal battle in the court of public opinion. Around the same time, an audio message from Baldoni to Lively was released, in which he appeared to apologize for making her uncomfortable. In the message, reportedly sent at 2 a.m., Baldoni stated, "I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I fucked up. That is a fail on my part." He continued, "I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest, but I will always apologize and then find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible." The release of this evidence prompted Judge Louis J. Lyman to address concerns about pretrial publicity. Within hours of the audio message's public release, Judge Lyman informed both parties to prepare for a March 9, 2026 trial date and moved an initial conference from mid-February to early February, instructing lawyers to be prepared to address complaints about pretrial publicity and attorney conduct. Ryan Reynolds' involvement. From script changes to legal target. Ryan Reynolds' entry into the It Ends With Us controversy began quietly in April 2023, when he reportedly rewrote a pivotal balcony scene between Lively and Baldoni without the director's knowledge. According to court filings, Reynolds, whose production company Maximum Effort had no formal role in the project, took issue with Ryle's dialogue during a key confrontation scene. The original script by Christy Hall depicted Ryle as unapologetically volatile, but Reynolds allegedly softened the character to make him more redeemable. This unilateral decision infuriated Baldoni, who stormed off set upon discovering the changes, shouting, "Who the fuck does he think he is? This isn't Deadpool. We're dealing with real trauma here." The situation escalated when Taylor Swift became unexpectedly involved. Baldoni's $400 million countersuit alleges that in May 2023, Reynolds and Swift summoned him to Reynolds' New York penthouse. There, Swift reportedly praised Lively's revisions as the feminist perspective this story needs, while Reynolds implied creative control rested with them. "You'll know it's right when it feels like flying," Swift allegedly told Baldoni, quoting her song, Fearless. Intimidated, Baldoni texted Lively, "Your changes make it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor." This power play laid groundwork for Baldoni's later claims of coercion. Baldoni's January 2025 countersuit transformed Reynolds from behind-the-scenes advisor to primary antagonist. The filing accuses Reynolds of talent agency interference, allegedly telling Baldoni's WME agent to drop this predator before he tanks your reputation during an October 2024 call. Character assassination, creating the nice pool persona in Deadpool and Wolverine, 2024 to mock Baldoni's self-proclaimed feminist ideals. The satirical character, a woke mercenary obsessed with trigger warnings, debuted 6 months after Lively's harassment allegations surfaced. Evidence tampering, conspiring with Lively to deep-fake Baldoni's voice in leaked audio recordings. Reynolds' legal team fired back with a constitutional defense. In their March 2025 motion to dismiss, attorneys argued that calling someone a predator constitutes protected opinion under the First Amendment. Mr. Reynolds' wife has accused Mr. Baldoni, privately and in multiple complaints, of sexual harassment. He has every right to hold Mr. Baldoni in deep disdain, the motion stated. This strategy reframed the conflict as a free speech issue rather than defamation. Reynolds weaponized humor to sway public opinion during the film's August 2024 press tour. At Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special, he improvised a jaw-dropping quip during a Tina Fey-hosted sketch. Fey, "Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?" Reynolds, "Great. Why, what have you heard?" The line, ad-libbed to replace a scripted joke about Deadpool, generated 2.3 million YouTube views in 24 hours. SNL cue card writer Chris Ferriston later revealed, "We'd never touch that lawsuit without his approval. Ryan pitched it himself, said audiences deserved a peek behind the curtain." This marked Reynolds' first public acknowledgement of the feud, framing himself as the quippy underdog against Baldoni's alleged misconduct. The cost of creative control. Lively's creative demands created collateral damage. Screenwriter Christy Hall received an apologetic email from Lively in August 2024 after Reynolds' rewrites sparked backlash. "I heard you were ambushed about the balcony scene changes. I feel awful. We all just wanted to protect survivors' voices." Hall's diplomatic response masked industry frustration. The Writers Guild of America investigated whether Reynolds violated strike rules, though lawyers concluded non-union script doctoring skirted regulations. Reynolds' team, meanwhile, framed his involvement as spousal loyalty. The March 2025 motion emphasized Mr. Reynolds' only role was providing emotional support to his wife during profound professional and personal turmoil. This narrative clashed with leaked emails showing Reynolds negotiating with Sony executives about "It Ends With Us" reshoots as early as June 2023. Legal chess First Amendment versus malicious falsehoods. The dueling motions reveal starkly different legal philosophies. Reynolds' position. Baldoni's lawsuit conflates hurt feelings with legal injury. Opinion statements, predator, aren't defamatory without proven falsity. Nicepool constitutes satire protected under Hustler vs. Falwell precedent. Baldoni's counter. Reynolds' influence constitutes tortious interference with business relationships. The predator label implies factual misconduct, not mere opinion. Coordinated smear campaign caused $400 million in damages. Legal experts note the case could redefine celebrity speech boundaries. If Reynolds wins, it empowers stars to weaponize opinions against colleagues. If Baldoni prevails, it chills public discourse about abuse allegations, said UCLA law professor Eugene Volokh. Reputational fallout. A-listers take sides. The conflict has polarized Hollywood. Team Lively, Josh Reynolds. As discovery continues, the case exposes Hollywood's unwritten rules. Spousal advocacy. Partners increasingly influence projects. See Beyoncé and Jawbreaker remake. But Reynolds' hands-on role sets new precedent. Satire as sword. The Nicepool defense tests how far parody can target real individuals before becoming defamatory. Post-Me Too reckoning. With 63% of audiences supporting Lively per Variety polls, the outcome may influence how studios handle harassment claims against powerful directors. In a March 2025 press conference, Reynolds distilled his philosophy. Truth isn't always pretty, but in a free society, it's got to breathe, even when it's messy, especially when it's messy. Whether courts agree will determine if this Hollywood clash becomes a landmark or a cautionary tale. The PR war, allegations of smear campaigns. When Blake Lively filed her sexual harassment complaint against Justin Baldoni in December 2024, she didn't just ignite a legal battle. She exposed the dark machinery of reputation management in the digital age. The 67-page filing laid bare what she called a $3 million shadow operation, allegedly orchestrated by Baldoni's team to destroy her credibility through coordinated online attacks. This wasn't your grandmother's Hollywood gossip. This was information warfare waged across TikTok, Reddit, and AI-generated comment farms. Baldoni's countermove? Hiring Melissa Nathan, the crisis PR maestro who helped Johnny Depp survive the Amber Heard trial, in August 2024. Her opening salvo, flooding media outlets with exclusive set photos showing Baldoni and Lively laughing together during filming, while simultaneously seeding Reddit threads about Lively's alleged diva demands. The dual strategy, maintain plausible deniability while muddying the waters, became the playbook for modern celebrity combat. AstroTurfing 101, manufacturing outrage in the algorithmic age. The smoking gun emerged in Exhibit 23 of Lively's complaint, a $487,000 invoice from Baldoni's PR firm Street Relations for grassroots engagement packages. Translation: paid trolls. Dr. Joan Donovan, Boston University's disinformation expert, analyzed the campaign. They created 12,000-plus synthetic accounts praising Baldoni's feminist TED Talks while attacking Lively's parenting choices. The accounts used GAN-generated profile photos indistinguishable from real users. Key tactics deployed: #hijacking. You were seen enough trended with 2.1 million tweets, 83% from accounts created after August 2024. Deepfake diplomacy. AI-cloned versions of Lively's voice appeared on podcasts criticizing her own performance. Geo-targeted shaming. Negative reviews of Lively's Café Montecito business surged in cities where Baldoni's team hosted influencer retreats. Baldoni's camp took digital subterfuge further by allegedly creating the Lily Bloom Foundation, a fake domestic violence nonprofit used to smear Lively's advocacy work. Crisis manager Camargo noted, "Modern astroturfing doesn't just mimic organic activity, it weaponizes real social causes as attack vectors." On January 31, 2025, Baldoni launched lawsuitinfo.com, a digital fortress housing 168 pages of curated texts, emails, and exonerating BTS footage. The pièce de resistance? A side-by-side comparison claiming Lively doctored audio of Baldoni's apology, original audio, Baldoni's version. "I'm sorry you feel that way. Let's workshop the scene again." Lively's leak. "I'm sorry, I fucked up. That must have felt terrible." The site's timeline of events section became a Rorschach test. Progressives saw gaslighting, conservatives saw woke censorship. Within 72 hours, it garnered 18 million visits and inspired 4,200 reaction videos. Lively's team responded by leaking Baldoni's Amazon history, showing 37 50 Shades of Grey rewatches during filming, a movie PR Week called The Nuclear Option of Character Assassination. Melissa Nathan's playbook for Baldoni mirrored her depth strategy. Victim rebranding, TED Talk compilations recast Baldoni as Hollywood's maligned feminist. Celebrity cavalry orchestrated endorsements from Jane the Virgin co-stars, media blitzkrieg. Placed 47 op-eds in 72 hours, framing Lively as rich white woman weaponizing "You Arsh Me Too." Not to be outdone, Lively's team deployed Gloria Allred, the attorney who took down Weinstein, to hold press conferences outside Baldoni's LA mansion. Their masterstroke, partnering with cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike to trace 89% of negative tweets to 3 IP addresses in Baldoni's Studio City office. The leak wars, when PR firms eat their own. The March 2025 lawsuit against Baldoni's ex-publicist Stephanie Jones revealed PR's dirty secret. The real battle wasn't Lively versus Baldoni, but crisis managers versus each other. Jones's leaked texts show Nathan strategizing. "We need 10,000 real mom accounts criticizing Blake's parenting by Tuesday. Budget $300,000. Charge to promotional expenses." But the plot thickened when Jones allegedly sold Baldoni's texts to Lively's team for $750,000, creating a circular firing squad of reputation hitmen. The result? 6 interlocking lawsuits with PR firms suing each other over stolen contracts and encrypted signal chats. By the numbers, Lively's endorsements, down $8 million, Armani, Cointreau, but up $15 million, Dove, Rain Partnerships. Baldoni's stock, Wayfarer Studios. Valuation dropped 73%, but GoFundMe raised $2.1 million from male fans. Social sentiment. Lively's Q-score stabilized at 78 with women 18 to 34. Baldoni's crashed to 41. The human cost proved more devastating. Lively's makeup artist quit Hollywood after receiving over 200 death threats daily. Baldoni's wife Emily deleted Instagram when trolls photoshopped their children into abuse memes. A PA's suicide note blamed the constant lies I had to propagate. The new rules of engagement. Conclusion: an unfolding Hollywood saga. The Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni controversy represents one of the most complex and contentious legal battles to emerge from Hollywood in recent years. What began as rumors of tension during the filming and promotion of It Ends With Us has evolved into a multifaceted legal dispute involving allegations of sexual harassment, smear campaigns, creative control issues and career sabotage. With a trial date set for March 2026, this saga is far from over. What are your thoughts on this issue? Drop down in the comments. Make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more.